She can, and maybe other things I'm not sure about. Not more detention. Definitely not. Okay, now let's look at the rationale, the government's reasons for retaining ISA after 1989. Okay, there are four basic reasons. No country can do without preventive detention laws to safeguard internal security. Preventive detention is basically on suspicion that you're up to something, I come and take you in. Okay, that's basically, I don't charge you, I just take you in and keep you for a period of time, and then hopefully I can change your mind or whatever and then release you. Preventive laws are needed to deal with potential problems and conflict in our multi-ethnic, multi-religious society. This is, government always gives this is the reason. Next please. As I explained last time, the ISA also covers ban on quasi-military organizations. You remember sometime back in 2005, there was one character who said he is the general of the Federation Army. He had a uniform and he had a group following him. They had given themselves general, brigadier general and all that. So that kind of people can be arrested under ISA. Yeah? They claim to be their own military and all that. And also there were some cases of in Perak where there was actually a shootout between an armed group and the police. You remember that? Yeah. Okay. So the government says we need the ISA for this kind of thing. Also subversive publications, restriction on movement of undesirable persons. I don't know who's undesirable, and also proclamation of security areas. But all these were still the same things which they used. Now if you change all this to communists, very easy to see. Communists were a military organization. They also had subversive publication. In fact, they have a radio. For some of you who may be interested, in the 60s and 70s, there used to be a ship that goes up and down the South China Sea, broadcasting inilah Parti Komunis Malaya broadcast will be coming. You can pick it up on your shortwave radio actually. So subversive restriction. Security areas were areas where they, at the border in southern Thailand, Sarawak, border along the security, appropriate security area. And also there's one more thing, exhibitions. You know, you have to get permit under exhibitions under ISA actually, right? If you want to go and have an exhibition. Or entertainment. Don't call city no ISA and then don't have permit. Now seriously. But there was a reason, because those days the communist infiltration, they will always have a, put up a stage and have a wayang and all that, and then they will infiltrate by stories. Just like we are doing a wayang here. Right? Security area. Okay, now more important is the last one. Please look at it carefully, because this is something which has been added as an explanation after 9/11, September 9/11, the need to have safeguard against cross-border terrorism. Okay, you know what cross-border terrorism, we have heard of it. It's 9/11, 7/7, and so forth. Okay. Okay. Now that was the government explanation on why they need the ISA. Now, why does civil society say that ISA is a draconian law? Very obviously, it doesn't give you the right. It violates all the rule of law, the liberty of the person, freedom from arbitrary arrest. Anybody can be arrested. To be informed of the reasons for arrest. If they come and take somebody today from here, they don't have to even tell you why they arrested you under ISIS. You don't get it, they not tell you. You don't even know why. Okay? Of course, everybody is presumed innocent until proven guilty. That's not the case of the ISIS. And you don't have a chance to have a trial. And of course, the powers of the executive is almost permanent and arbitrary. Okay? Next one. And very clearly, the ISA has been used to suppress peaceful political and social activities. Where they are all intimidated. We we are civil society people, but the moment you mention ISA, a lot of you are going to leave here. If I tell you police coming around the corner, you will leave. This is the fear which has been used. And also our participation in the political process. We can't debate issues. Okay? Just remember, bear in mind, ISA is not the only one. There are a few other things. There's the Sedition Act, there's the Emergency Ordinance, there's the dangerous drugs. They all contain similar features. They can come and take you away. There are a lot of people actually bomb agree. You know what's bomb agree? You know what's bomb agree there? You know those days when in the early days when the Sultan not happy with you, they will send you to some island. No? Pulau Jerajak, have you heard of Pulau Jerajak?
Holiday camp.
Holiday camp, no, I don't have. Alright? Alright, so basically civil society is against this for these reasons. And why do we want it abolished? I think we all need to understand this. Why we want, because we just don't want to give the executive or the powers that we, all these powers, and we are actually quite helpless. Can you imagine every 2 years if you are detained and then you are extended every 2 years? You don't even know what happens. Next please. Of course, they say all the time that we want to defend our national sovereignty, but I think civil society feels there's a difference between national security and security of the government, trying to keep the government in power by using ISA. And of course, the ISA allows them to be an accuser, investigator, judge, everything. And finally, I think no government can allow one man, in this case the Minister of Home Affairs, to exercise such complete power over anybody's life. And these are the reasons we are here. Yeah, we are opposing this. Alright, next one. But listen, while we all feel anti-ISA and all that, we need to understand there are some concerns within the general population. If you take away ISA, are there any safeguards or not? Is our security compromised? People worry about it. Will the government be powerless, especially with the post 9/11 scenario? And I mean, we really don't know whether it's not a big show or whether it's true that we can have incidents like what happened in London, in Madrid, in New York, here. But some people feel that we need to give government that kind of powers to at least prevent this from happening in our country. Okay, so these are some concerns. And I think there is proposal that if government has to have something, abolish the ISA, but have an anti-terrorism act specifically designed to counter cross-border terrorism, but there must be checks and balances built in to make sure the rights of the individual is. And many countries after 9/11 have come up with this anti-terrorism act. Canada, UK, the US. In the US, they call it the Patriot Act. Anti-terrorism act in the colonial countries are already in place, especially after 9/11. Next, please. I think the best person maybe to give you an idea of what we are talking about. I don't know, many people may not remember, Tan Bala Singham was the first local chief, took over from the Malaysians. And this is what he said in an interview with NST on December 10, 2008. I'll give you a few minutes to read it. Just as a background, these were people who were involved in the process of when the ISA bill was being tabled. They were talking about, of course they retired. But he basically said what I told you all along, the sole purpose was dealing with communist terrorist insurgency. And I believe he says there's no communist right now, and ISA has outlived its usefulness and become irrelevant. But I think the second part, which he says, is more important. If the government decides to do away with the ISA, an anti-terrorism act should be enacted to check the threat we talked about.